The beauty of yoga is so limitless, and no matter what level you're at, you can always improve yourself. Being able to breathe on the mat and just flow or move or just stay still. This space is everything. It's home, and it's just where I need to be. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. I'm Ronnie, and today we are actually going to find rest. We're going to practice some restorative yoga. So, very calm, passive postures, about 5 to 6 postures, and this should help us restore. It should help us feel relaxed. It should help us maybe have more energy by the end of the practice. This is really nice. I love doing this in the evenings or maybe on the weekend. So, whatever works for you. Um, I love to get into comfy clothes for my restorative practice, warm clothes if possible, just so you can keep that warmth because we're not really moving a lot. We'll need 2 blocks or 2 books or anything that kind of resembles a block that you can use. And then also a bolster or a long pillow, a couple of pillows if that feels good for you. So feel free to play around as we set up for the postures. And yeah, let's get started and find some rest. Let's go ahead and set up our blocks. I think I'm going to try and do 2 just like this, stacked on top of each other. And then I want to lay my bolster in a way that the blocks help raise the top part of it. And we'll see if that feels good. If it doesn't, feel free to remove a block, play around with it, and do whatever feels right for you. We want to start on our back, so sit as close to the bolster as possible, and then making sure you have a hold of your pillow or bolster. Start to lay all the way back, just until wherever feels comfortable for you. And then you can either have your legs stretched all the way out, or you can bring the soles of your feet together in a butterfly pose. If you want, you can even rest a couple more blocks under your legs here, under your thighs, just to really have that be passive. And then whenever you feel good, you feel like you have the props in the right place, you feel like the posture feels right and relaxing, more so than anything, relax your arms, palms face up. Whether your legs are stretched out in front of you or in this butterfly position, start to let them get as heavy as possible. And kind of scanning all the way up, starting to let our booty relax, letting our lower back just fall right onto the pillow. Mid back, upper back, shoulders. And keep your eyes open here, or you can close them. Remember, this whole practice, your time on your mat, is all about whatever feels good and comfortable for you. You know your body better than anyone on this planet, so do whatever feels good for your body. Let your head get heavy. Arms are heavy. Well, we don't want to control our breath here. We want to relax so much that our inhales start to get longer. Our exhales start to get longer, even if it's by a millisecond each time. Even a millisecond is better, so it is longer still, so that just helps us relax more. At any time, if any of these postures feel uncomfortable for you, please reposition or get out of the posture because that's not the goal of the practice ever, let alone in a restorative practice where we're supposed to feel good. We're here for about 5 more breaths. If your legs are in the butterfly posture like me, start to help your knees come together. And then, if you want, you can start to walk your feet out a little bit, knees knocking together. Just relax here for a few breaths. And then, whenever you're ready, start to stretch the legs out. If your legs are already stretched out, and start to come all the way up using the help of our hands. Trying to remain in that relaxed feel as much as you can while we switch postures here. I'm going to come on to our right hip. Bring it as close to the bolster as you can, and then kind of stacking our knees together. First, we turn towards the bolster for our next posture, and then we start to lay down on the bolster. So, walking our hands out, making sure we don't knock our blocks over and lose our pillow. Just start to walk out. And then I like to come onto my right cheek here. If you want a twist effect, you can go ahead and turn onto your left cheek. That just doesn't feel good for me right now, so I'm going to stay on my right cheek, trying to stretch my upper body onto the pillow as much as I can. And then relaxing the shoulders. Sometimes it feels really good to hug the pillow or touch the blocks here. So do whatever feels good. This is about your body feeling good. This is about your mind relaxing. So do whatever it is that makes you feel good on the mat. Coming back to that breath. Let your ear and your cheek just relax onto the pillow. Again, maybe finding just a little bit of a longer inhale, a little bit of a longer exhale. Maybe closing your eyes. We're here for about 10 more breaths. I feel like a restorative practice is one that I come to so often. I think most of us lead such busy lives and everything's go, go, go. So this is so needed and so appreciated by the physical body and my mind. If you're like me and you're very fidgety and like to move your hands or your feet a lot, it's really tough sometimes to come to this relaxed position. It can be really challenging, but I promise the more that you practice, the more that you'll start to be able to let go. When you're ready, if your eyes are closed, start to open them back up. Just coming out of the posture slowly so we can come on to the other side. I'm just going to switch my setup to the other side so that you can see what I'm doing again. But you can just keep it where it's at and switch over to your left hip. Bringing the hip as close as possible to the bolster. Stacking the knees here. Whenever you're ready, starting to lay the front body onto the pillow. So again, feel free to take that twist and come onto your right cheek if that feels good for you. I'm going to stay on my left cheek today. And adjust your bolster and your blocks as you need. We're here for a little while, so we want to feel comfortable. We want to feel good. Hug the pillow if you want, if that feels good. Relax the shoulders. Relax the head onto the pillow. Good thing is, once we have our props set up properly, they've got us. So just set those props up nicely and then use them as they're intended. And close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And challenge yourself to just be here as much as we challenge ourselves in really physical, really demanding postures through maybe a heavier flow, or challenge yourself to relax here, to really let go. Find we always challenge ourselves if we're doing a flow on the mat or, in the gym or trying to find a posture that we've never found before or get better at something. We're always challenging ourselves. So, this is our time to challenge ourselves to stay calm and to let go and maybe take things the other way instead of challenging ourselves to be faster or lift heavier. We're challenging ourselves to really slow down and let things go. Here for about 5 more breaths. Remember long, deep breaths in. Deep breaths out. Long breaths out. Whenever you're ready, start to use your hands to help yourself up, staying as calm and as relaxed as you can. And keep our props the same and come into a child's pose, just a restorative child's pose. So, getting as close to the bolster as you can, toes are together here, knees are apart. Start to walk yourself over the bolster, walking your hands down. And then again, as we did before, either coming onto your left cheek or your right, whatever feels good for you. And just a bit of a restorative child's pose here. My only rule on the mat is if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Because the only thing we really want to stay away from is injuring ourselves or making ourselves feel pain. So there's a difference between discomfort and challenging ourselves and doing postures and getting better at them. But um, we just don't want to feel unnecessary pain. We don't want to put ourselves into a compromising posture that injures us. So, whatever feels right for you, there's no rule to be on your left cheek or your right cheek. I have a neck injury, so I just do what feels good for me. I stay on the left sometimes a little longer, or I go on the right, or I don't do either, and I just will bring my forehead to the pillow. Whatever feels good, this is your practice, your time on the mat. So please remember that anytime you're on the mat. Let your chest fall heavy onto the bolster here, letting your shoulders relax. Let the booty fall heavy onto the heels as much as possible. You're on one cheek right now, and it would feel comfortable to switch over to the other side. Go ahead and do that as we're halfway through the posture. If you want to stay on the same cheek, or if you have your forehead to the pillow, that's fine too. Start to make your way up out of this posture using the help of your hands. And move back a little bit from the bolster. I find my ankles and my feet are always a little bit tingly after that posture, so I like to rotate my ankles around either one by one or both at the same time, just rotating them around, getting some good feeling back in there, and then maybe even stretch your foot out here, stretch your ankle out, stretching the whole leg just for a couple of seconds, going back and forth, repeating on the other side. And then, when your ankles and your feet feel good there, coming into our final resting posture here. So, removing all the blocks and the bolster out of your way, making our way onto our backs. Start to relax all the way down. And again, just as we did at the beginning of the practice, you can either bring your feet into that butterfly position, bringing your legs into that butterfly position with the soles of your feet together, or you can stretch your legs out for your Shavasana. I'm going to have my legs in that butterfly position just so I can feel a bit more opening in my hips. You can use your blocks under your thighs here as well. You can stretch your legs through halfway through the Shavasana. Do whatever feels good for you. Whenever you're ready, stretching your arms out, letting them fall by your sides. Palms are up to the sky. Close your eyes when you're ready. Taking full advantage of restoring here. Find relaxation, find rest. Let your body get heavy onto your mat. Body get heavy on the earth, on the ground. Relax, find rest. Eyes and your eyebrows relax. And stay here for as long as you like. If you'd like to start to find your way out of this Shavasana, start to wiggle your toes, your fingers slowly. Maybe pointing the toes, stretching them forward. Maybe you stretch out the arms. Reach, reach, reach. And when you're ready, come onto one side. Use that bottom arm as a pillow here. And stay here. There's no rush to come up to seated. Stay here as long as you need. And once you're ready, start to come up to seated. Thank you so much for joining me for this restorative practice today. I hope that you were able to find some rest. I hope that you were able to find some relaxation. Maybe you found a little bit of energy. Maybe you feel more tired. That's completely okay. Your practice, your time on the mat, your body, your mind. Just as long as something about it felt good, I'm glad you were able to join me. Thank you so much for getting on your mat and being here with me. And remember to always trust yourself and inspire yourself. Namaste.